Danny's here. I'm sure he's going to ask lots of questions.
All right, so it seems like you come into this fight, you're saying you don't have a game plan, and both you and even Dan Hardy has questioned his motivation a little bit, Alexander Gustafsson, what's he fighting for? How do you feel about his state of mind, and how do you feel now after having the stare down with him?
I think the stare down's funny. We're just not that serious, like outside of the fight itself. Like when it's time to fight, we'll show up and there's not going to be a whole lot of laughing. But what am I going to do? Am I going to intimidate Alexander Gustafsson up here on the stage? I don't think so. And I don't think he knows this, that he's not going to intimidate me. So we don't have any bad blood. I don't got any problems with him. From all accounts and from what I can see, he's a good dude. He takes care of his family. He lives a low-key lifestyle. He treats people right. I don't have any problem admitting that I've been a fan of his fight style and I'm a fan of how he conducts himself. So I don't know what his motivation is. I don't, and I'm not questioning it by saying that I think that he doesn't have any motivation. I still don't know what it is. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. As long as he has some sort of motivation, he's going to be dangerous and he's going to be a big problem.
So when you talked about his mental state, or that he is breaking easily or more easily than you, that wasn't an insult, that was just stating a fact in your mind?
No, that wasn't an insult at all. And I hope he didn't take it that way. All I said is that in the past he has been broken before. And I don't think that that's a false statement. I think that mentally, I think he was a little bit broken in the Anthony Johnson fight. I think that John Jones just recently broke him. I don't think that he was physically beaten that much. I mean, you could tell in the way that he was moving and his approach to the fight that he was a little bit broken. I think he was exhausted from the way that whole fight went with moving and the whole event getting moved. So I wasn't insulting him at all. I say that about a lot of people, and I think that if you look at most of my UFC wins, I think I've pretty much broken all of them before I've beaten them. And that's not just mentally, that's physically. That pressure that I put on people is just hard to deal with.
Gustafsson said that he feels that his biggest advantage is movement and range, and it is in many of his fights. How have you gone about sort of tackling that bit? Because that truly is one of the hardest aspects when it comes to facing him. Yeah,
no, I agree with him. One of the biggest issues I'm going to have in that fight is I'm going to have to try to corral him. And I'm going to have to try to box him in a little bit. And we addressed a lot of that in training and tried to emulate it and came up with things that obviously we hope works to not really slow him down, but to really box him in. He's going to be tough. A lot of people try to slow him down or they try to catch him. It's not going to work. He's too good at it. He moves like a featherweight, but he hits like a light heavyweight. You know what I mean? You're not going to slow that guy down. You just got to box him in and try to make the cage as small as you can. So that's the goal. I mean, there's no secret there. That the real question is, can he avoid me, for 25 minutes, or can I box him in and catch him? I don't think there's any secret there.
And so, what you've been in the game, you've got experience, which is truly unlike many of the fighters that he's faced so far, and you've come such a long way from some humble beginnings with a lot of losses. How much are you expecting your experience to come into play into a fight like this?
I think that's one of my biggest weapons is my ability to adapt. Because I've been through it all, I've seen it all. And that's really what I'm really relying on, and that's what I mean by I don't have a game plan. I'm just going to adapt, and I'll figure it out as I'm in there. You're not going to put me in any situation or show me something I've never seen. With no disrespect meant, I was in there with John Jones for 25 minutes, and John Jones didn't show me anything I haven't seen before. And he's obviously much more dynamic and unpredictable than most guys in the entire UFC. So I'm just going to react and just be instinctual and just do what I feel is right at the time. And most of the time, my instincts are right.
Thank you.